back to what we were talking about here, the patriotism part of it, because we're discussing this new Wall Street Journal poll showing patriotism. We'll get into the other parts. In just 25 years, it's gone from 70% to 38%. Well, why does that even matter? Well, I brought up the spouse portion of it. If you hate your spouse, you live with them, but you hate them for whatever reason, you will make decisions throughout the day, every day, that make that worse, that make your home worse, that make the environment worse. But if you love them, it'll have the exact opposite effect. You'll find yourself doing things out of love for them that will 10 years from now make your home a happier home than the one you have now. The same thing applies to your nation. Now, it's on a much bigger and broader scale, so it's harder to imagine. That's why I try to boil it down to a 100-person village. I think it makes it easier for me to understand. Hopefully it makes it easier for you to understand. If 90 people in our 100-person village, they wake up every day and they're blessed to be there, you know what happens? When they go down to where we keep the water and they see the water's a little low, you think, oh, dang, water's a little low. And without being told, you run and grab some buckets and snatch up a couple volunteers to run down to the river and get more water so you can make sure the village has water. You love your village. When you walk by the cattle pasture and you see one of the fence posts is broken and now the cows might get out if they discover it, you don't roll by. You don't ignore it. You certainly don't make it worse. Oh, shoot, stop. We can't have our cattle getting out. Man, I love this place. So you stop and you repair the fence and it's better. When you love your village, you also, this is another part of it, you will demand better from the leadership of your village. What do you mean our village elder, or one of our village elders was caught stealing some money from the treasury? Well, hang him from a tree and leave him there for a week. I love my village. You can't take my village. You can't take our money. Little things, little decisions over and over and over and over and over again will in the end benefit the village. The village will be better off. But the opposite is also true. In our 100-person village, if we wake up and 90 people either hate the place or don't like it, well, they walk by that same water supply that's going low, and not only do they not run down and refill it, maybe they even laugh about it being low. Maybe they're even excited about it. Maybe they even grab some water and dump some more out. Good, I'm glad it's low. This village sucks. Screw this village. When you walk by the fence that's broken and the cows might get out, but you don't like the village, don't care about the village, shoot, forget about not fixing it. Maybe you grab it and just make it a little worse. Make that hole a little bigger. Let all these cows out. This village sucks anyway. I hope they starve. When you have no love for the village, you have no standards for the village, meaning you have no standards for your leadership of the village either. Okay, the new village elder was caught stealing from the treasury. Who cares? This village sucks anyway. Go get yours, pal. Steal me a little yourself. Whatever you think about everything else we're about to talk about when it comes to this nation and us coming apart and being picked apart, it is important that everyone understands this. If this patriot number doesn't just, even if it froze right here, we would be finished as a country. But if it doesn't reverse itself and get far above 38%, it's over. You cannot survive as a country having less than 40% of the nation actually love the place. You will not survive. You can't do it. Either we need to have a divorce and get away from those people or something, but a nation won't survive that way long term. And again, I need to stress, we're talking about long-term trends here. I'm not trying to do some over-the-top radio thing where tomorrow we're all going to burn. That's not how it will work. Well, how it will work is you'll just have 330 million people walking by the broken fence, walking by the empty water, not caring about the leadership of our village. And eventually the village will fall because of that. It doesn't matter if you had the best person who ever lived. It doesn't matter if you had bring George Washington back to life. And you know what? Forget president. You appointed him dictator for 10 years. Go, George. George, you can do whatever you want. Now, George would do a lot of good, But George Washington himself, with all the power in the world, cannot save a country that doesn't love itself. It's not possible. This cannot be overcome. We either find a way to reverse this trend of anti-Americanism, or we will not overcome it. It will end the nation. It will. Now, we can reverse the trend. We can divorce. But one thing we definitely cannot do is continue along the same path. It doesn't work that way.